You wake up and your feet feel like they are walking on glass. Your hands are numb, your muscles spasm unpredictably, and a crushing, heavy fatigue makes it hard to even think clearly. You feel like the electrical system inside your body is glitching, and you are terrified of what the future holds. If this is you, whether your diagnosis is severe peripheral neuropathy, or the devastating label of multiple sclerosis, I want you to know two things right away. Your pain is real, and there are biological reasons behind that electric storm you feel. This is not imagination. It's not weakness. It's biology. Let me give you a picture that helps. Imagine your nervous system as the wiring in your house. Every one of those wires carries electricity, signals that tell your muscles when to move, your lungs when to breathe, and your brain what your body is feeling. For most of us, those wires are insulated. They're safe. But for people with strong nerve pain and neuro-autoimmune conditions, that insulation is fraying. The protective coating around each nerve fiber is called myelin. Think of it as your myelin armor. When that armor is intact, signals flow smoothly. When it gets damaged, torn, or worn away, the naked electrical conductor inside becomes exposed. Exposed wires don't pass current cleanly, they spark, they chatter, they short. That is what your body feels as burning, tingling, numbness, and the fog that steals your concentration. When those sparks happen inside your nervous system, the experience is terrifying and disorienting. It can feel like your body is betraying you, and in many ways, it is. The system that should protect you has been compromised. I hear you. The fear of losing mobility, the dread of another relapse, the exhaustion of being misunderstood. That fear is valid. You are not overreacting. You are responding to damaged wiring. In medical terms, this process is called demyelination, loss or damage of the myelin sheath. It happens for different reasons. In some neuropathies it's toxic or metabolic. In MS, it's driven by an autoimmune process that attacks myelin. Whatever the cause, the result is the same. Your internal wiring now misbehaves. Signals leak, misfire, or get lost completely. That explains the short circuit sensations, the burning, the jolts, the pins and needles. It also explains why fatigue can be so crushing. When signals are inefficient, your brain and muscles work overtime to compensate. That constant overdrive drains energy and leaves you exhausted, foggy, and emotionally raw. Before we go further, a critical note. Multiple sclerosis is a serious autoimmune disease and there is currently no cure. What I'll discuss in this video, strategies to cool neuroinflammation, calm misfiring nerves, and support myelin health, are supportive measures. They are meant to complement, not replace, the disease-modifying therapies, DMTs, and medical care prescribed by your neurologist. If you have MS or severe neuropathy, always coordinate any new supplements or protocols with your treating clinician. Still with me? Good. Because while we can't flip a switch and cure the underlying autoimmune process, we can change the environment those nerves live in. We can stop adding fuel to the fire. And when we lower the heat, the wires stop sparking so much, sometimes dramatically enough that people reclaim pockets of comfort and clearer thinking. In the next section I'll show you exactly how this myelin armor works, what tears it down, and how to start cooling your nervous system right away. Alright. Let's slow this down and really understand what's happening inside your body, because when you understand the mechanism, fear loses some of its power. Your nervous system is the most advanced electrical grid on the planet. You have roughly 86 billion neurons in your brain alone, each one communicating through electrical impulses that travel at remarkable speed. But those signals don't just float through space. They travel down long fibers called axons, and those axons must be insulated to work properly. That insulation is called the myelin sheath, your myelin armor. It's made primarily of fatty lipids and specialized proteins. Think of it like the rubber coating around a copper wire. Without that rubber coating, electricity leaks. With it, electricity travels fast, clean, and efficient. Myelin doesn't just protect, it dramatically increases conduction speed through something called saltatory conduction. Instead of signals crawling slowly down the nerve, they jump from one node to the next, like stepping stones across a river. That's how your brain can coordinate walking, balance, speech, and complex thought in milliseconds. Now here's where things change. In conditions like severe neuropathy or autoimmune disorders such as multiple sclerosis, the immune system or chronic inflammation damages that myelin layer. In MS specifically, immune cells cross into the central nervous system and attack the myelin sheath, creating lesions, areas where the armor has been stripped away. And to be very clear, MS is a serious autoimmune disease. There is no cure at this time. Disease-modifying therapies prescribed by neurologists aim to reduce immune attacks and slow progression. What we are discussing here is the mechanical and inflammatory environment surrounding those nerves, supportive strategies, not replacements for medical treatment. When that myelin armor thins or tears, the exposed axon behaves like a frayed electrical wire. Instead of smooth transmission, signals leak sideways. They crosstalk. They spark when they shouldn't. Sometimes the signal never arrives at all. That spark is what you feel as burning pain. That chaotic crosstalk is the pins and needles sensation. When signals fail to arrive, that's numbness. When motor commands get scrambled, that's muscle weakness or spasms. When your brain must reroute signals around damaged areas, that's fatigue, deep neurological fatigue, not just being tired. Imagine trying to run high voltage current through a wire whose insulation has melted away. The system becomes unstable. It overheats. It loses efficiency. That instability creates a feedback loop. Inflammation damages myelin. Damaged myelin increases misfiring. Misfiring increases stress inside the nervous system. And here's something many people aren't told. Once myelin is damaged, the remaining healthy myelin becomes even more precious. The nervous system becomes vulnerable. It needs stability. It needs reduced inflammatory pressure. It needs an environment that protects what's left. The good news? The nervous system is not passive. It has repair mechanisms. Oligodendrocytes, specialized support cells, can remyelinate areas under the right conditions. But they cannot do that effectively in a storm of ongoing inflammation. You cannot repair insulation while the fire is still burning. So the real question becomes this: what keeps the fire burning? What fuels this neuroinflammatory storm? Because if we want to protect your myelin armor, if we want to calm those fraying wires, we must understand the villain driving the damage. And that villain is raging neuroinflammation. We've talked about the fraying wire. We've talked about the myelin armor. Now we need to talk about the fire that keeps stripping that armor away. The real villain in this story is neuroinflammation. Inflammation, in small amounts, is protective. It's how your body heals a cut or fights an infection. But when inflammation becomes chronic, when it lingers, smolders, and spreads, it stops being protective and starts becoming destructive. Inside your brain and spinal cord, chronic inflammation activates specialized immune cells called microglia. When they sense danger, they release inflammatory chemicals, cytokines, designed to neutralize threats. But in autoimmune conditions like multiple sclerosis, or in severe metabolic neuropathy, that response becomes misdirected or excessive. In MS specifically, the immune system mistakenly targets myelin. This autoimmune process cannot currently be cured. Disease-modifying therapies are critical for slowing immune attacks and reducing relapses. What we're focusing on here is the inflammatory environment that amplifies symptoms, the volume control of the fire. Think of it like this. If demyelination exposes the wire, inflammation pours gasoline on it. Inflamed tissue becomes hypersensitive. Ion channels along the exposed nerve membrane become unstable. Electrical thresholds lower. That means signals fire too easily, or at the wrong time. That's why light touch can feel like stabbing pain. That's why a warm shower can suddenly trigger tingling. That's why stress alone can flare symptoms. When the nervous system is inflamed, it becomes reactive, almost panicked. And inflammation doesn't exist in isolation. Systemic factors feed it: chronic psychological stress, blood sugar instability, poor sleep, ultra-processed inflammatory foods, environmental toxins. Each of these acts like adding small sticks to a smoldering fire. Alone, they may seem minor. Together, they keep the blaze alive. When your nervous system lives in constant fight or flight mode, stress hormones rise. Cortisol fluctuations disrupt immune balance. Blood vessels constrict. Oxygen delivery shifts. All of this makes it harder for damaged nerves to stabilize and protect remaining myelin. Here's the empowering truth. While we cannot eliminate the autoimmune root of MS, and we cannot magically reverse all nerve damage overnight, we can influence this inflammatory environment. We can reduce the intensity of the fire. We can calm the reactivity of exposed nerves. And this is where biohacking becomes powerful, not as false hope, not as a cure claim, but as strategic nervous system support. If your nerves feel like they're on fire, the first step is not forcing them to perform. It's cooling them down. Because you cannot repair insulation while the house is still burning. In the next section, I'll show you how targeted botanical compounds and nervous system support strategies act like biological coolant, helping quiet the misfiring signals and create a calmer environment for your myelin armor to survive. So now we move from understanding the fire to cooling it. And I want to be very clear about something. This is not about miracle cures. It's not about pretending autoimmune disease doesn't exist. It's about creating a calmer biological environment, one where your nervous system is not constantly screaming. You cannot fix a short circuit while the house is still on fire. Step 1 is reducing the intensity of the flames, the neuro-inflammation and hyperreactivity that make exposed nerves misfire constantly. There are 3 primary targets in a nerve calming protocol. 1. Calm overactive pain signaling pathways. 2. Reduce inflammatory signaling chemicals. 3. Support a more stable internal environment for remaining myelin. We're not forcing damaged nerves to perform. We're lowering their stress load. This is where certain botanical compounds become interesting. Some plant-based alkaloids and flavonoids have historically been used to calm nerve excitability and modulate pain perception. Not by numbing the body completely, but by influencing neurotransmitter balance and inflammatory cascades. Take Corydalis, for example. Traditionally used in Eastern herbal systems, it contains compounds that interact with dopamine receptors and pain pathways. Research suggests it may help modulate how pain signals are processed, acting almost like a volume dial, rather than a blunt hammer. Or Passiflora, also known as passion flower. It's been studied for its calming influence on the nervous system, particularly its interaction with GABA pathways, the very systems that help slow down overactive neural firing. In a body that feels electrically unstable, gentle inhibitory support can make a meaningful difference. Now, and this is important, botanicals are not cures for MS. They do not replace disease-modifying therapies. They are tools that may support nervous system regulation and help reduce the sensation of misfiring nerves when used responsibly and in coordination with medical care. This is why some individuals explore structured formulations designed specifically for nerve calming support. One example being a botanical protocol known as Nervogen Pro. It combines neuro-calming plant compounds like Corydalis and passiflora in targeted doses intended to help soothe hypersensitive nerve pathways and reduce inflammatory stress signaling. Think of it as a biological coolant. Not rebuilding the entire wire overnight. Not reversing autoimmune pathology. But helping dial down the burning sensation, helping quiet the chaotic electrical chatter, and creating a calmer terrain for your myelin armor to be protected. Many people report that when nerve excitability decreases, even slightly, their day becomes more manageable. Fewer sharp jolts. Less constant buzzing. A little more clarity. A little less panic in the system. And sometimes, that margin of relief changes everything. But supplementation is only one piece of the equation. If you truly want to protect your remaining myelin and reduce the fire long-term, daily habits matter just as much as any capsule. Let's talk about the foundational habits that help stop adding fuel to the flames. If your nerves feel like they're on fire, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. Your body is not attacking you out of spite. It's responding to inflammation, stress, and immune dysregulation. And while we cannot cure autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis, we can absolutely influence the terrain your nervous system lives in. Again, MS is a serious autoimmune disease. There is no cure at this time. Disease-modifying therapies prescribed by your neurologist are essential for slowing progression and reducing relapses. Everything we've discussed today is about supporting nerve health and managing neuroinflammation, not replacing medical treatment. But here's where your power lives: daily inputs. Every single day, you are either adding fuel to the fire, or you are helping cool it. Let's talk about 2 foundational habits that protect your remaining myelin armor. Habit number 1. Radical stress reduction. Chronic psychological stress keeps your nervous system locked in fight or flight. That elevates inflammatory signaling, destabilizes immune balance, and increases nerve excitability. Even 5 to 10 minutes of intentional parasympathetic activation per day can begin shifting that pattern. This can look like breathwork, gentle yoga, time in nature, guided relaxation, even structured cold to warm contrast showers for some individuals. The goal is signaling safety to your brain. When your brain feels safe, your inflammatory volume lowers. Habit number 2. Anti-inflammatory nutrition. Remember, myelin is largely made of fats. High-quality omega-3 fatty acids support membrane integrity and help modulate inflammatory pathways. Stabilizing blood sugar prevents inflammatory spikes that stress vulnerable nerves. This doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency. Fewer ultra-processed inflammatory oils. More whole food fats. Stable meals. Hydration. These inputs lower the background noise your nervous system has to deal with every day. And if you choose to incorporate a structured nerve calming protocol, such as Nervogen Pro, which combines botanicals like Corydalis and passiflora, think of it as an adjunct. A biological coolant working alongside stress reduction and nutrition to help quiet hypersensitive nerve pathways. You may not control the diagnosis, but you do control the daily environment inside your body. And when the fire cools, even slightly, the sparks lessen. The fog can thin. The fear can soften. That margin of improvement is where hope lies. If you're ready to start cooling the neuro-inflammation and quieting the misfiring nerves, check the link in the description for the Nervogen Pro Nerve Calming Protocol. Review it carefully. Discuss it with your healthcare provider. And begin building a daily strategy that protects your myelin armor. Your nerves are not your enemy. They are injured, and injured systems need calm, protection, and intelligent support.